Them lucky the National Assembly though. I don't know if they want to have a secrecy meeting, because if they want to have a secrecy meeting, I don't want anybody to come in. Is that right? Because they have secrecy codes for their reports and their meeting.
I'm not going to give an
Would you call the cops?
This is PulseTV VoxPop, and we're back again with our political questions and political talk. We're just generally concerned about the state of Nigeria, really. So we'll be asking people what they think about Saraki continuing as the Senate president after leaving APC. Should he continue or not? And aside that, there's been a lot going on at the National House of Assembly. The DSS blocking the gate. What's up with that? Well, we're here to find out today by asking every single person or anybody we can find that wants to talk to us. Don't go anywhere.
For crying out loud, none of them should remain in that office, including the president, the senators, the House of Rep, all of them. We need a rebrand Nigerian, to be honest with you. We don't want any of them to be in our cabinet any longer. Let us look for people, youth outside there. Let us take over. We are tired of all these old men in the system, definitely, and I'm available.
Because the APC has the majority in the house, doesn't mean that Saraki should step down, because Saraki doesn't work for APC. He works for Nigeria. He's there for Nigeria, not for the party. So if they are doing bye-bye or doing a political bye-bye, which is very wrong, that's why Fela said, he said they are all the same. Political bye-byers and political people that are pushing us up and down, which is very wrong.
Talking about defection, why you have the duty to, you have the right to defer to a party you choose, but if you must do that, I think it also needs for him to resign that position, because he actually gained that position through the platform of APC, and for him resigning that position, defecting to another party, I think he needs to just resign. That's the honorable thing he should do for me.
What I can just say about him is, we don't need him in that particular position anymore, because for the person doing this to this our home president, it seems that, and he don't have a good ambition and a good mission for our president, and the person that has no good mission and good faith for our president, we don't need to have such a person as a Senate president.
Why will he continue? Since he has left the party that gave him the mandate. So the mandate should be at least released back, or you should relinquish the power as the Senate president, since he's no longer of the ruling party. Because you cannot be a Senate president if you are a minority.
Of course, it should continue. Because the other people that have been leaving the party, they continue their former positions.
Yeah, of course, now. The Senate president is attributed to Nigerians. It's not about party. You understand? What it means that it's Nigeria that gave him the Senate president. So he should remember whatever the party nomenclature, he has to be the Senate president. It's not about party.
What is going on now is just like we don't know where we are going, because the way these people are doing now is just like we don't have future. Most especially this Saraki issue that is going on now. We need to be very, very cautious. If not, we will have a problem in this Nigerian. Because Nigerian, we don't have a good leader. The way they are behaving now, it just tells us that we don't have a good leaders. And to have a good leader is just to come back to youth. I mean the young people. Because if we fought for the young people, I think all those things that is going on in National Assembly will be eradicated. Will not be able to have such a thing anymore.
Them lucky the National Assembly though. I don't know if they want to have a secrecy meeting, because if they want to have a secrecy meeting, I don't want anybody to come in. Is that right? Because they have secrecy codes for their reports and their meeting. But not every AM will hear it, except the president. So the president will not decide what to do next. So if that's what they want to have, they have that right. But if not, they're awesome.
I think it's a lot of drama. That's somebody said that these guys are good actors, and I think it's all about it's just unfortunate. Though I must commend the effort of the acting president, that is His Excellency Professor Yemi Osinbajo, for sacking the DSS boss. It's really unfortunate that even the most unfortunate part of it is like this guy that came, this DSS guy, we even masked. This is just a democracy government. There's no war in town. Why would a policeman or a DSS person come to the National Assembly? So with a mask faces. That's really unfortunate. I think it just shows that there's a problem, a long way for Nigeria to go. It's really, and the whole world, I also understand that the UK government and USA government also reacted to it. That shows that we are really making ourselves a whole laughing stock in the international community.
It was very bad, seeing our so-called politicians blocking the road all of the name of politics and powers. It's something disappointing. What are we preaching to the people outside there? What are they preaching to us? We that we voted them in. Is it that our vote does not count, or what have you?
Why would they block the National Assembly? Well, okay, for instance, they block you from entering your office or your house. They don't have any duty to block National Assembly. It's uncalled for.
To me, this is no more democracy. I think this is what we call dictatorship at its peak. Because the president in command will say he does not know, he will not deny the fact that they don't know about it. Because the DSS is being appointed by the president. And it's only the president that can give a command for him to take such action. What they are just doing by sacking him is just playing to the gallery. They just want to fool Nigerians. But the main thing should be done. They should reach out to the people that effect these directives for them to invade the National Assembly. Because without a very high authority power, the DSS boss will not have that power to invade the National Assembly.
It could be a setup. This is Nigeria. So, because how could, a military agent be on max? It could be a sabotage, it could be anything. It could be a blackmail, it could be whatever.
Osibanjo, what he did, I will not say is right or wrong, but frankly speaking, DSS is a security service. They have one core. They are, whatever anything they have, they only have the right to report to the president. If Osibanjo is acting as a president, as acting president, but there's a rules and regulation that guides that the DSS. So it's want to make them and talk because he's not the president. Being an acting president doesn't mean that you are the president. You can't just give rules and regulations. You can't just do anything you wish without the president's permission. But if Buhari given the power to do that, fine. But if he did not, what he's doing is very, very wrong.
If he become a president, he will be able to do better than the president, if I can get you right. Because for the person that, those people that use the mask, they use masks to do that. It's a devilish idea. They need not to do that. They're supposed to do what people will look at them as a copy, as an imitator.
I think it's afterthought. They ought to have done all these things. They know the system now. Because all those things are in executives. You understand? And if a system fails, if a subsystem fails, the whole system has failed. So what I'm saying that they all know what is happening. So by then, they ought to have been fired before now, even the IG of police.
The police IGP have actually said that they are not involved, but the DSS that we could see clearly, that's just the right thing. It deserves that and to leave that office.
If the consent was not sought from the vice president before he actually sent the DSS to the National Assembly, he's supposed to be fired because he's under the executive, which the vice president is acting on behalf of the president that is not around. So he should be briefed. Should have been briefed before going to National Assembly.
To be candid with you, the action was against the rule of law. To me, I believe the normal protocol should have been followed. It's not about blockage of the road. That is one thing. So I guess the VP to some extent is right constitutionally.
What they actually said was like, all this, when issues like this happen, there's always so many stories around it. But really, I think someone said that the DSS guy is actually working with the Senate president. That is like even like a script kind of something. All right, but the point is like whatever is it, either the APC claiming, because even the APC national chairman, that's Adam Soshomole, I've actually said he's not even aware of this incident that it was unfortunate that it was they were surprised by that scene, and also the president are not even aware. So it's just like a kind of a planned thing.
I would say APC, they are doing some certain things as if they are like immature. Let me put it that way. Because one, APC is an umbrella where people who are doing wrong, once you steal something before and you wanted to cover up, run back to APC, they will cover you up.
They shouldn't condemn the act of leaving a particular party to the other. Cross-carpeting is a major feature of politicking. You understand? If you're a politician, you are not stable. That's what it means. A particular adage says that if you want to lock the gate of the society and give the key to the politician, it is better to unlock that gate before you give the key to the politician, because they can move from one place to the other. It's allowed.
Nigerians are tired. In fact, they are angry. They want a change in the Nigerian politics. They want to see something different. I mean, we're tired of hearing the same things over and over and over and over again. We do hope with the messages they've relayed today, it gets to the right personnel, and hopefully, maybe someday, changes are made. This is still PulseTV VoxPop, and I'm Shaliwa. I'm not going to do
Would you call the cops?